What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. If you guys are new to the channel, do me a favor and hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content that we have coming out. And with this video, we are jumping into Nightwing, issue number 89. And if you have not been keeping up with everything going on with Nightwing, go ahead, check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It is going to get you completely caught up on everything going on with this series. And this issue is going to be a crossover issue, crossing over with Superman Son of Kal-El. This will be part 1 of 2. Be sure to buy the comic, support the industry, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into issue number 89 of Nightwing, we are picking up sometime in the past, with Batman and Nightwing currently out searching for somebody. Superman, he is up in space, while everyone else, they're coordinating on the ground trying to locate somebody, and that somebody ends up being Jonathan Kent. This is a much younger Jonathan Kent before he ends up going off with his grandfather, only to be captured by Ultraman. But with Batman and Nightwing coming up on this cave and almost getting some heat vision right to the face, and this is because Jonathan was absolutely terrified seeing a giant bat coming into this cave that he has been hiding in. With Nightwing taking off their masks, they let the big guy know that they found him, with Superman coming in at freaking Mach 10. Jonathan apologizes and Superman, he just hugs him. He holds him because he is happy that he is okay, that nothing happened to him. And this really was just an honest mistake. With Jonathan just beginning to understand what his powers are, he ended up flying. He continued to fly and then he ended up lost, with Nightwing going ahead and grabbing a lollipop off of Batman's belt, joking about how it is too close to the smoke grenades. Nightwing, he starts juggling, just trying to cheer up Jonathan in any way he can. And this is a pretty big lesson for Superman. He is really learning what it is to be a father, learning that he can't be there every second of every day. Batman reminding him that this is going to happen. This is definitely not going to be the last time that something happens while you are away. And eventually, they are just going to have to trust that these kids are going to be okay. And so, picking us up in present day, we are picking up at the Arctic Circle. We are at the Fortress of Solitude, and Jonathan has come here to talk to his father, or at least a projection of his father. The same guidance that he had gotten once here at the Fortress of Solitude. And right now, Jonathan is really struggling with everything that has happened to him so far. This giant Leviathan had come out of the water, recognizing that it really is just an innocent creature. It's scared, it's terrified. He didn't want to kill it. And so in not killing it and turning it around and sending it back out to the ocean, and all of the mayhem, there were a couple of people who lost their lives. And while those lives being lost were unpreventable regardless of how he handled the situation, he still feels the enormous amount of guilt. And while he tries to talk to this projection of his father, trying to get some kind of guidance and comfort, because right now he is feeling so responsible and he is not sure if it is his fault or if it is just the fate of how things went out. But with this projection just not helping him, he says that he would rather spend his time in solitude. And with him sitting here just looking pitiful, Kelex the robot, he is recognizing this. Recognizing that there is something wrong with Jonathan, Kelex goes to the one person he was instructed to do so, and that is to Dick Grayson. With our robot showing up at Dick Grayson's house in the middle of the night, almost getting a freaking baton in the face. And Kelex goes on to tell him that he was instructed that if Superboy ever needed any kind of help, Superman had instructed him to go and find Dick Grayson. And Dick Grayson, he does kind of feel a little bit guilty, and that's because him and Clark, they had talked before Clark had taken off. He was supposed to already check in on him, see how Jonathan was doing, see how he was holding up. But with everything going on, all of the craziness that has been happening in his life, he just hasn't made the time to make it over to Metropolis. And so getting up and going and changing out of his Batman pajamas, we pick up in Metropolis, and we have the hero known as Risk. And right now, he is making his way through Metropolis, avoiding all kinds of energy blasts. These energy blasts, they are coming from individuals that represent the Rising, the creation of President Bendex and Lex Luthor. And these guys, they know all about Risk. They know that he is invulnerable, but they also know his weakness, that he needs oxygen. And so with them flying above him, they grab hold of him and they bring him over to the water and hold him underneath. And this is what appears to be the Rising. It is a ploy to take out as many heroes as possible. But that is where we pick up with Jonathan and Jay. With our Superman just now returning from the Fortress of Solitude, he is meeting up with Jay, and Jay is just about to head out. He is about to head out to meet with someone very important to the organization known as the Truth. And so with the two of them putting on their masks, they head out and they go to the Truth HQ. And upon getting there, this is where they meet up with the one and only Dick Grayson. Because Dick Grayson is the one that is funding the Truth and everything that they do. With Dick Grayson believing in what the Truth is doing, he called this meeting because he doesn't really know the people behind the mask. And so Dick Grayson, wanting some kind of transparency, he lets all of them know that he would like it if they could take off their mask and have a conversation. Now obviously Jonathan, sitting here right next to him, lets him know that he can't, for the same reason that vigilantes can't take off their mask. But before this conversation can really get any further, we see Airy and Wink. The two of them come flying in, and they are letting us know that a superhero by the name of Risk has just been murdered in Metropolis. Dick Grayson hearing this information, the Truth hearing this information, it is time to kick it into high gear. Dick Grayson obviously is headed over to the crime scene, recognizing that that was Jonathan underneath the mask. He whispers saying, "Superman, meet me at the crime scene." And so picking us up at the crime scene, they begin their investigation, looking around the area to see what is out of place. While they're doing this, they are also getting radio information letting them know that there have been multiple attacks on superheroes across the globe. They don't appear to be attacking anybody of real high value. They're going for the real low-level guys, the ones that you really don't know the names of. And so, with the situation escalating, our two heroes, they continue to do their investigation and recognize that no one ever touched the ground. The only one that did was Risk. With Superman beginning to do a scan of the aerial, this is where he picks up some faint traces of energy. This energy is flying through the sky. Believing it belongs to the perpetrators, the two of them, they go chasing it down. And that trail, it leads them directly to Lex Luthor. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. This was a relatively short issue. It's really just jumping us into this two-part crossover. And I think what I like most about this line is Nightwing being the mentor to Jonathan. Because Nightwing really is one of the best teachers in DC Comics. Learning from the best Batman himself, but also not picking up all of his bad traits. Nightwing is arguably the better version of Batman, and with Clark Kent no longer around to be able to help out Jonathan become the Superman that he needs to be, the next best thing is Dick Grayson. Because I'm sure we all can understand how alone Jonathan is truly feeling, not really having anybody to turn to, or at least not feeling like he has anybody to turn to. In an attempt to try to talk to his father, it only ends up making him more depressed and making him feel more responsible for the things that have transpired. And I think this is also a perfect time in the Nightwing line to really have Dick Grayson doing that mentor aspect. Because his storyline, it really hasn't gone too much farther. We saw that he had a sister, but they really haven't continued on with that story or anything else going on in Bloodhaven or Blockbuster. You know, me of course being a huge fan of Tom Taylor's work, I have absolutely loved his Nightwing stuff and I'm really excited to see him interacting more with Superman as this whole story progresses. It's really awesome to see Nightwing really getting the opportunity in every line that he is in, being that mentor, really stepping into the shoes of Batman, stepping into the shoes of our heroes that he has looked up to his entire life. Nightwing is truly becoming the best of all of them. But let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories. If you have not yet, do me a favor, hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content that we have coming out, and until the next breakdown.